Greetings viewers, welcome to another time-lapse process video by yours truly, Aziz Draws. This set of drawings I decided to go for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and since I've done a drawing of JoJo's part 1 through 5, or at least the main characters, I felt that it would be a good idea to try other characters in the show. Starting off with Rohan, basically Hirohiko Araki's insert for his own show. But I think this character is pretty cool. I like his standability, and he's also kind of weird. But all the characters in JoJo are kind of weird, so it's he's right at home. But throughout this set of drawings for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it was more with experimentation of color palettes, and other ways of showcasing form and movement. Because I feel that with Hirohiko Araki's art style, he does a interesting job with his colors and the movement of his characters, the movement of his lines. So I kind of wanted to tap into that for this series of drawings. You can see we're already done with this drawing. I think all of these are sped up to like 120 times speed. So we end up with some really fast process videos here. I think this one took about an hour and a half. So there wasn't much I could do, but with the time I had, I tried my best to convey an interesting composition. Next drawing is one of my favorite characters from part 2, Wamu. He's kind of cool. I felt with this drawing I should experiment with line art, and as well as ways of shading without entirely filling up the character with like flat colors. Typically when I draw, I usually have a lot of flat colors first, and then I add some shading on top. In this situation, I ended up using flats only for shading. So the overall composition is filled up by the background color, and where the character is highlighted, that's where I add the flats, and then I add some more shading to help convey form. You can see this one is also pretty fast. This is even faster than the Rohan drawing. A lot of the drawings this set for JoJo ends up like this. The next drawing I did was a drawing for Jotaro. This one is his part 4 outfit. I've drawn Jotaro in his part 3 outfit usually, so I felt that it would be a nice opportunity to try out the part 4 suit. He looks kind of dripped, and not gonna lie, he looks pretty cool with the white suit. And the funny thing is though, his hat, because in part 3 he has a hat hair thing going on, right? But because his hat's black and his hair's black, it's like, okay, cool, not fine, whatever, right? But in part 4, his hat is still mixing with his hair, but now that his hat is white, it's much more noticeable. So I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. But you can see here, I'm going crazy with the colors and lines. More experimenting, just to push the envelope a little bit, try to be more experimental, so I can use this kind of color palettes and crazy stuff in the future for something a little further down the line. Here we have Okuyasu, another part 4 character. I like Okuyasu, he's cool. His stand ability is also insane. I wanted to pay homage to that stand ability in this drawing. So I remember this meme I saw online where where Okuyasu was using his stand ability and he was cropping away the meme itself, and I thought that was pretty funny. So I kind of wanted to do something similar to that with this drawing. So what I ended up doing was, once I finished rendering everything, I applied a clipping mask, and I used that clipping mask to take away literally the transparency of the drawing. So like where the void is, there's a PNG version of this drawing where there's actually nothing. It's just no pixels are there. You can see in a few seconds what I mean by that. Watch this. See that? You see that? It's transparent in the back because the handle. Never mind. So for the next drawing, I have Diavolo, a character from Golden Wind, or Part 5. The character's ability, I don't really want to spoil per se, but with this drawing, for those of you who have seen the show or who have read the manga, you hopefully can see what I'm trying to do with the illustration by showcasing the Stan's ability, King Crimson. And with this drawing, it took the longest out of all of them. Not only was it because I had more time, and I ended up streaming it on twitch.tv/ZZDraws. I ended up also trying to do basically 2 compositions with this drawing. Here you can see I'm sketching a new composition with King Crimson, and having it intertwine with the previous sketch of Diavolo. So rendering took almost twice as long, simply because I'm basically doing 2 drawings and then mixing them together. But I did what I could with the time I had. I try to finish it before 12. All the drawings I have, if it's later in the day, I try to finish it before 12, trying to fit the everyday schedule. But besides that, there wasn't really too much going on. The most complex part about this drawing was making sure where I wanted the illustration to clip, where I wanted the mask to happen, and where I wanted to split off into the other drawing. Everything else was pretty much clockwork in terms of what I was going to do. We have King Crimson lining here. The nice thing about the vector line art in Clip Studio Paint is you have that ability to erase lines by just simply crossing them. So it makes it very easy to make these types of patterns for your illustrations. So that's what I like about the vector line art feature. Makes the workflow much faster. Here I am drawing the mask and also filling in the flats for the characters. It's probably the most frustrating part of drawing is coloring in the flats, because I used real G Pen and I don't like it when it's anti-aliased. I leave it aliased, so there's a lot of pixels that get left over or I miss when I'm coloring, and it's a whole lot of cleanup. Not a fan of that, but aside from that, I really like the way the line is rendered out. I really like how it comes off. So there's also a contrast in the way I shade King Crimson and Diavolo. Part of that is because 1, I simply didn't have enough time to render them both the same way, and 2, I felt that it'd be, kind of interesting contrast between King Crimson, who's like fully painted, right? Like you can see it's like complete shading, and then you have Diavolo with cell shading. And so I felt that, that's kind of like my post-rationalization of the intuitiveness I had at the time. But I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, that's more or less what happened. I had some space background. There's cell shading right there. Cell shading is pretty nice. I just don't use it too often, but when I do, I can appreciate it. But that is it for the Diavolo drawing. We have one more drawing, also part 5. It will be an illustration of Trish. And Trish is she's not like my favorite character, but I can respect it, right? Like I don't mind her as a character. She's pretty chill. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't know about this one, but JoJo characters tend to have this ability for me to not like them initially and then get used to them over time and eventually start liking them. But again, with this drawing, I tried to make reference to the stand abilities that these characters have without entirely spoiling it. So if you know Trish's stand ability, then you know why I went for the composition I did. But beyond that, yeah, I mean, it's like color experimentations and trying to render things quickly because I don't have enough time for them. So it's like a lot of these drawings ended up being very short. But I feel that they at least helped convey the goals I wanted to try and achieve. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the time lapses, the processes, the drawings. Be on the lookout for the next video. I'm sure a lot of you will like the characters and the show that I'll go for next. Greetings, humans. On behalf of Aziz Draws, I, Model A2Z, would like to thank you for watching this video. If you want to continue supporting Aziz Draws, be sure to follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.tv, where he will be drawing live on Mondays and Wednesdays. If you want to continue supporting Aziz Draws even further, be sure to go to his Patreon, where you will have access to watermark-free drawings and potentially even Clip Studio Paint files to have access to the process and layers of each drawing. Until next time, humans, farewell.